Hello, I'm Dr. Andrew J. Allen, Associate Professor of Saxophone at Georgia College and State University. And in this video, I'll be performing and discussing the 2024-2025 Georgia All-State Middle School Band Audition Etudes for tenor saxophone. So that was the Lyrical Etude for tenor. Now, it's a very, very famous passage from a piece for orchestra called Bolero by a French composer named Maurice Ravel. So this has a lot of stuff in it, and it's a pretty advanced piece of music. So this is a great opportunity for you to dive into something a little advanced. So what I would do, before you start working on this too much, I would go on YouTube, you're already on YouTube, and I would start looking up Bolero, Maurice Ravel, and type in that plus Berlin Symphony Orchestra, or Chicago Symphony Orchestra, or London Symphony Orchestra, or New York Philharmonic. All these great orchestras of the world that if you haven't heard a lot of that, listen to the recordings. Now listen to the saxophone players. You're going to hear a soprano saxophone player and a tenor saxophone player. But also listen to all of the other instruments and how beautiful their sounds are, and see if you can get anything from that and really start experimenting with, okay, what's my concept of sound? So there are a few things that you need to pay attention to here. It's quite high. So you need to be really focused on your intonation and on support. Use a lot of air and think about blowing through the bell the whole time. Also, if you've never heard the word voicing as used by a saxophonist before, then go digging through my older videos here on YouTube. I've got some about saxophone intonation, voicing. There are things to explore, and if you have any questions further, please reach out to me. Also, something that's really vital on this, you may have noticed the little waviness in my sound. It's called vibrato, if you're not familiar with it already. So pause this video, or after you view the rest of this video, pause, and type in the search bar on YouTube, Andrew Allen Vibrato Van Doren. And it'll take you to a nice video that my friends at Van Doren produced where I'm talking about saxophone vibrato. I'll try to remember to link to that as well in this video's description. So a lot of stuff here. But again, start opening up your ears, listen to those great recordings of the orchestras all over the world, and start to really think about, how do I want to play this, and how can I sound my best? Now, listen as I play the technical etude. The technical etude. So one thing you want to pay attention to before anything else is that little tempo indication, alla polacca. Now, what that actually means, a polacca is just another word for a polonaise. Polonaise is a Polish folk dance, and I think you should go on YouTube and look up some polonaises and how people dance them, so you can think about how you should be playing it. Because if you're going to play a kind of music, you need to see what kind of dancing people might do if it's a dance. But, long story short, you need to think about keeping this light throughout. This is a light dance. People aren't digging their heels into the mud. They're just skating across the floor. So keep that in the back of your mind. Throughout, you need to keep your staccatos light. Keep your air through them. I practice all of these little staccato passages slurred first with a nice fast airstream all the way through the bell. And then you just think about a nice light 2 articulation. And as you're practicing slow, which you should do Slow your metronome down, then build it, work in small chunks until things are comfortable, then start putting them together. Make sure that your staccato isn't too short. Staccato doesn't mean short, staccato means separated. In a case like this, we want a nice bouncy staccato, just with a little separation between each note. In measure 12, one little indication there, rawl, that you may or may not have seen before, that's short for the word rallentando, which just means to pull back, to slow down, but it's almost like you're pulling back on a slingshot and then you're releasing again at the on tempo. So just pay attention to what I did there, play with it, see what you like. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions or you'd like a free lesson with me, just reach out at the contact information at the end of this video. Happy practicing, and best of luck as you improve as a saxophonist and as a musician.